Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. Continuing our coverage of candidates who are running in the November election, my next guest is candidate running for the San Juan College Board of Trustees from District 7. Kerry Meier is here with me this morning. Good morning. Welcome to KSJE. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for having me.
You bet. You are a retiree from San Juan College.
Absolutely.
Remind us about your career here at San Juan College when you were here as a worker.
I came to work at San Juan College in January of 1989.
Okay.
I started as a general automotive instructor. About 3 weeks after I got here, in spite of all my General Motors background, I was told I was the new Toyota coordinator. Big learning curve.
Okay, right. From GM to Toyota.
Yeah, and in all the time I've been here, I have had, I won't say no involvement, but Toyota was already here and in their second semester when I taught my first Toyota class.
Okay.
A year and a half later, we brought General Motors on.
Right.
4 or 5, maybe 6 years after that, we brought Chrysler on. And in the early 2000s, we brought Honda on.
And these were all, pardon me for interrupting, but I just wanted to say, these are all ways then that these students at San Juan College could get trained with those companies and their specific types of engines or maintenance or what have you, right?
All of those 4 were specific manufacturers training.
Yeah.
They were here for 8 weeks of a semester, and they got 16 weeks worth of school in that amount of time. And then they went back to their sponsoring dealer to do a co-op. I think the automotive program in the college was the first actual co-ops that the college had.
Right. And that kind of helped them, I would assume, get employment once they finished the program, right? Since they were...
If they finished the program... Yeah. They were hired by the dealer that was sponsoring them.
Okay.
So basically 100% of our graduates.
Nice. Almost a guarantee. Obviously a guarantee.
Well, it was a guarantee unless they were extremely foolish in their behavior.
Right, right. But that's a great track record, I would say.
Yeah.
And you did that until you retired. So how many years was that?
27 and a half years.
Good for you. Congratulations. And so you retired, and now you're running for trustee, Board of Trustees.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that I guess you're looking at it for why you're running, I guess, is my question.
Mostly, I want to be able to participate and give feedback about the plans and their activities. I realize that the board really only does 3 things by most statutes, and that is to establish policy, establish budget and make sure the funding is in place for the budget, and to oversee their one employee, which is the president of the college.
That's it.
That's my understanding of it. Anything else that they do is I'm not too sure of, and I got enough from this school that I think it might be a way for me to give something back should I get elected.
Sure, understood. And certainly there's a lot of policies here at San Juan College. This is a major employer in the community, a major economic impact in the community, and all those types of things that I know you're familiar with too. And so there's a lot of moving parts to this place.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you think the college does pretty well in the community?
They're very present in the community. The projects they've undertaken, the bike path, the dorms.
Right.
When I was here,
student housing. Yeah.
When I was here, my biggest headache was finding places for students to not have to live in their cars for the 8 weeks they were here on campus.
Really?
And we juggled with apartment complexes for a long time. I can't tell you if the automotive students are able to take part in the dorms here now or not, but that's a big one. When you have, we brought students in from 7 states because of the dealerships and our corporate partners, and it's tough for a student to come here, rent an apartment for 8 weeks,
right,
and then leave and hope there's something available when they come back. So through the board and through student services, we signed contracts, and we actually had what the Navy would call a hot bunk. We rotated our classes so that when this class left, this class was coming in. And we did a pretty fair job of keeping all the rooms full.
Nice. With apartments around the city, basically, is how you worked that,
we
right?
had one complex.
Okay.
And
that's what you did. That's what you had, and you knew that.
That's what we had to do.
Yeah. And these students that were coming in from all over, the 7 states, I mean, that's pretty amazing. I guess that tells you just what a reputation that program had to attract these kids.
I'd been here 4 or 5 years when Toyota named us the top T10 school in the country. Took General Motors a little bit longer to do that for us. And Chrysler didn't rate schools like that, but they did tell the nation that we had the top recruiting program and that we should be used as a model for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was all the people that worked with me. If you're the captain of a boat and you sink an enemy craft, the boat gets the credit. If you're the captain of that boat and you get torpedoed, it's your fault.
Well, I guess that's true.
My version of good leadership is you let the people who helped do that take the credit for it, and you take the rap and keep their backs clear when there's an issue.
Got it. That makes sense.
Worked for me.
Right. Apparently, pretty well too. Yeah, very much. And so, running for Board of Trustees, you're one voice out of more on the board, right? And so you will be part of that. And so how do you feel you'll be able to work with your other fellow trustees when it comes to maybe college policy or dealing with your one employee or what have you?
Working with the corporations, I learned the value of listening. Didn't always accept, but I listened to what was being said and what was being requested. I also learned that you don't always get what you want out of a conversation or out of a process. All I can hope is that if I have a differing opinion, that it would be listened to, evaluated, and then if it's thrown in the scrap heap, it's thrown in the scrap heap. But I know that I'm capable of doing that. I've always valued the ability to have a very strenuous disagreement with somebody, and at the end of the conversation walk away and still be friends and go have a sandwich together.
There you go. Well, and your vote will be just as important as the other votes on the board. So you'll have that too.
Yep.
And with the work of the college and the community and your work from the programs that you've described to us this morning, do you think that is an important program or more programs that the college could offer to students that don't have to be here for maybe a full year or 2 years, but maybe 8 months or shorter periods to get what they need and get out in the workforce?
The total time frame for those programs was 20 months. The reality of it is they were on campus for about half of that. Mm-hmm. The rest of the time they were working in the area that they just studied with a supervising technician.
I see.
I have a great number of students that I've been in contact with over the years that are in the 6-figure income doing technical work.
Well, it's not radio, I can tell you that.
Well, no, and it's not teaching.
Right? Okay, fair enough. But they're doing well.
They're doing very well.
Based on what they learned here.
Yeah, and some of them went on from automotive to being well technicians or working
other
on heavy
fields,
equipment.
I guess,
yes.
with the skills that they learned here.
Yeah. I have one student that is a dealer principal. I have a student that is a service director for 3 of the largest Toyota stores in California. They're everywhere.
Right. And as a teacher, that's got to make you feel pretty good to know that you were instrumental in helping these students achieve these goals and these successes in their careers.
None of them were a real tussle. And if you go back to the statement that says, if you really like what you're doing, you never really work a day in your life. There were a whole lot of times when I was just flat amazed that I got paid to do what I did here.
Right. Me too. I feel the same way. And now you are running for the Board of Trustees to give back a little bit of that too, it sounds like to me?
Well, and to try to put a little of my experience, my knowledge of the trades. Nothing against the other board members, but A lot of them are businessmen. That's cool. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need somebody that got his knuckles busted once in a while working on something and knows about life or death situations and working on vehicles.
And that's you.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, every time somebody works on your brakes, they've got your life in their hands.
True.
And if they make a mistake, whatever happens, it comes back.
Very true. And you have that perspective, I guess, is what you're saying,
Absolutely.
that you can provide and share with the other trustees when they're talking about some of these policies. That,
If it comes up.
Right.
I won't force that in the middle of a discussion about
sure.
the kitchen, but
Right.
yeah.
Right, but that gives you that kind of unique perspective
Sure.
that the others may not have.
Yeah, and quite honestly, anybody that spent any time at all teaching this profession is fully aware of that.
Right. Are there some other areas that you would want to look at too when it comes to the college? You talked about the housing and how instrumental that would have been for you when you were here.
Yeah.
And there's talk about maybe a phase 2 to that housing project. Do you think that would be something you'd be interested in looking into?
Well, if the boards go in that direction, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't just say, I'm not coming today because you're talking about housing.
Sure.
It would be, in my opinion, if they can be filled and it doesn't become a cash drain on the college, I would think that would be appropriate. I see that from some of my research that the last 4 or 5 years we've seen an increasing enrollment as opposed to what was going on before that. That's a good thing. If we were really only a community college, the housing wouldn't be necessary because people would live at home and drive here to go to school and go back. That's not what we're doing. We have welding students, we have nursing students, we have dentistry students from everywhere. They're a little bit better off than the automotive guys are because their classes run 16 weeks at a time.
Right.
They have a break and they come back. They're not in and out of here eight weeks at a time. So it's more convenient for them to get an apartment if they want to, but it's good that the college is able to offer that.
Sure. And that's something that you think you would definitely be
I mean, I'd
wanting
listen
to learn
it.
about. Right?
I'd want to know that the college wasn't going to end up underwriting that because of whatever.
A half-empty building. You don't want that.
Yeah.
Right.
And and when they're getting into partnerships with corporations that do this, the corporations, and rightly so, expect that they're going to see at least this much, and it's up to the college to do that for them.
Sure. Very true. I want to ask you a bit about budgets and tuition and things like that. I think the college has a reputation of being affordable. I think the board in the past has tried to keep tuition and fees kind of in the middle when you compare it to other institutions around the state. Mm-hmm. What do you feel about the pricing of things here at the college?
First of all, understand, when I came to work here, a student could take a full-time course load for $180 a semester.
That's
Zero
amazing.
fees.
Right.
They had to buy books.
Right.
They had to buy tools for my program. So that was about $720 for 5 semesters. So when I'm talking about affordable and when other people are talking
That's
about
a little
affordable,
different, right?
I'm
But
looking
that's
at
been a
things
few
little-
years.
I'm looking at things a little differently, but
Sure.
I understand that the cost of things have gone up. The cost of instruction has gone up. The cost of equipment is stunningly high.
Right.
In the vocational programs, if they're not keeping the equipment up to date within a couple of years, they may as well not have the program because the students aren't being well prepared for what's going into a dealership. For example, when manufacturers change the type of refrigerant that they're putting in their cars, schools have to immediately, or pretty close to immediately, purchase the same equipment. And they can't buy just one. If you've got 20 students, you can't have just one refrigerant machine
Right.
for 20 students to do a hands-on exercise with. You've got to have 5, maybe 6. And those things can be $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a piece. You got to be ready to support that. not hold it against the program because industry has changed.
Sure. And that helps you to train those students, I guess, so that when they end up in the dealership, it's similar equipment to what they've learned on.
Yeah, we when I was there, we tried not to make the program about a brand of equipment, but about a process and about the knowledge of what they were doing.
Sure.
You'll run into different equipment, but the types and the requirements stay pretty much the same.
Gotcha. Makes sense. And certainly a program like something that deals with cars that are seemingly more computer than engine these days is pretty amazing to stay up on top of those things.
It is. Well, you can safely say that there's probably 50 or 55 computers on one single communications line in most of the cars we have today.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, not surprised at all. Well, Kerry, we're almost out of time.
Okay.
Is there a place where folks can go to learn more about you or your campaign or reach out to you? What would you prefer?
Yeah. I'll give you my home phone number. It's got an answering machine. Sometimes I'm not there.
Okay.
But it's 505-325-1014, and yes, it's a landline. I don't have a web page. You got to understand, I was approached to do this right at the end of August. My wife and I have a 30-day tradition where we leave town for the month of September. And so I'm just now getting my feet on the ground. If I get a website set up, I'll let you know.
Okay. Appreciate that. But the phone number is working.
The phone number is working.
And the answer machine is working, so folks can reach out that way. And I'm sure they'll be able to get a hold of you. And if they have other questions that I haven't asked you, you'll get back to them.
Absolutely.
Okay. Very good. Appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. That's Kerry Meier. He is running for San Juan College Board of Trustees from District 7 with me this morning on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.